Hi there. I'm going to show you a couple of quick, easy tools for navigation tools for teachers to use with Blackboard Collaborate. So you should have received an email like this when you're ready for your students. You're going to click the Your Link button, and the link that you want to show to students is the guest link. So click that there. And Collaborate takes a couple of moments to set up. I've opened this application several times tonight, so mine's probably going to load very quickly compared to others. Okay. So since I was just in this doing some practice stuff, it already loaded it up for me. But if I were using this without any students, this is the opening screen that it would show. I would go through the audio and the video. I would not enable the video for students, but you always want to click the My Settings first and check your audio video settings, and then I would change the session settings. As you can see, I took off the video and the whiteboard drawing for students. I typically don't enable those, and you may, if they're rowdy with the chat questions, I would unclick that as well, right? So do that first, then you want to upload the PowerPoint that you want students to use. So you could share like a screen, like a Chrome tab screen. For example, this is the PowerPoint that I want students to use. Takes a moment, and it's there, but notice like the words are really small. It's kind of clunky because they're seeing not the slide, they're seeing the everything. So screen application and screen sharing can be really cool, but I think it's a little bit slow, and that's what I would be worrying about with students. So I just downloaded that, and I'm going to click Share Files, and you just click Add Files, and it takes a moment for it to load. And we're going to use that one. And it will, Collaborate will save all of the previous things that you've done. So it takes a moment, and I'm just going to get a student to log in, for example. And that's the one I want, and you click Share Now. So this is the home screen I would want you guys to see. Or as an example, that's an example opening slide that I would want students to see. Another quick thing is I don't like how I can't navigate through these tabs down at the bottom fairly quickly, so you can actually, in the upper right hand corner, there's more options. Click Detach Panel, and you'll have a secondary panel there that's really helpful. I like that quite a lot. On this first opening slide, you can pause this right now for some quick tips about making sure you click the Start Recording button. And up at the top, you also have settings for a whiteboard as well. Okay, so I want to go through what a chat might look like. So now I have a student here. And always on the opening slide, you want to have important reminders, and you want to tell them what are you doing in chat that day. It's pretty helpful to help give students a sense of what's happening, just like you have a daily agenda on the classroom board. So you can just use this slide to talk about students. Then I want to go through the polling section, so that's why I create an example of a Byzantine Empire question, and then breakout rooms. So let's go through that with sharing a question. So I've advanced the slide, and this is the question I want students as a check for understanding a formative assessment. You're going to click Secondary Content and Multiple Choice. So notice on the right hand slide, I could, if I wanted to, not post this at all, and I could just copy and paste the question. It takes a little bit longer, and I already have this pre-done, so what I'm doing is I'm just creating the answer options while students are quietly reading it to themselves. Then I'll click Start, and here they have 4 choices. The student example sees it, they read the question, They're like, the answer's mosaics. I'm confident. You see the totals here. And then you can talk about it, right? And to end the question and the polling, you just click the end polling. Or if I wanted to stop sharing this PowerPoint slide, you always just click the little stop button. Okay. The next piece, and this is more advanced, I would probably not use Collaborate on, the breakout rooms for complex things. You want to keep it pretty simple. So if you're going to use breakout rooms, they're like virtual small groups. You want to make sure you go through the directions and what you expect from students before you do that. So that's why I have the directions here and the questions. I also always pre-sort my students on a table. And I know it's in blue and you can't really see it, but under group 1 and 2, I have a link unique to each group for a Google Doc that they're going to work on, for example, or what I want them to work on in a group. So I would tell the students to make sure that they type in that link on a new tab, like they open up a new tab and they go tinyurl, whatever the link is, for their specific group. So Johnny would type in that link, Muhammad would type in this one, for example. You as the teacher would click Breakout Rooms. And since I already pre-sorted them, I want them to move into their own groups. Then it creates 2 groups and I need 4. So you're just going to click plus. And now start. So it takes a moment. And what I have is all the students are still in the main room here, as they can see. But the students do see these little doors next to the groups if they're on their chat participants list. So what they do is, let's say I told them to go into group 4 because I forgot to add them. They're just going to click join group 4 and you have a notification there, right? So now it says participants. You as the teacher, for however long you're doing this assignment, you can bop around to the other groups and you're just going to click that on the right hand panel, and I'm going to move into group 4, and you have to click update, otherwise it won't change it. So everyone gets a notification that I've joined the group and they're all working and they're all talking. Then I can move myself as the teacher. I want to move myself to back to group 1 or the main room, and once again I have to click update. So I'll usually set a timer and I'll tell the students how long we have, and then once we are done with breakout rooms and it's time to come back together as a class, you just click end breakout rooms, and it's moving all the students back to the main room. And I'll clarify things and get everyone back together as a teacher, and then just that's the slide they could have worked on if I gave them that link to the slide or whatever Google Doc they're working on. Google Docs is actually the easiest thing. Just share a link and have the students collaborate on a Google Doc. Easiest, most simple way to do it. And finally, I always in chat with reminders. So reminders, whatever you have. If you have an exit ticket or a Google form for them to complete, that's where I usually put the links there. Okay, I hope that was helpful on some tips with Blackboard Collaborate, and I hope you have a good day. Final tip, after you're done with chat, please make sure you click stop recording. After about 5 minutes, you're going to get an email with the link to the video recording from Blackboard. All right, that's it. I hope you all have a great day.